All right. Linking to the Make Matches cast makes available to us all the elements that are common to all of our matching exercise. They're sort of the meat and potatoes of the matching exercise. But we must make or import the unique content for our particular movie. This, of course, includes the text, field, or bitmap cast members, which serve as our draggable sprites, as well as the sprites that we use, or the bitmap or simple shape cast members, which we drag our draggable sprites onto in order to make the match. Okay, so we need to make or import all that stuff. We need to import also our custom sounds that we want our movie to play in response to user actions. For instance, when you click on the circle, it says circle. All right, that's a sound that we need to import. When you make a correct match, we need to have a sound that says, yes, that's a circle. So we need to import those sounds. Those are the unique content. And we want to add that unique content to our internal movie because we're not going to want to share that with anybody. All right. Now, the draggable objects that we're going to be using here in our matching exercise will be the words circle and square and a graphic of a small square. Those will be the objects that you can drag in order to make the matches. The objects that we will drag these objects on top of in order to make the match will be graphics of squares and circles. Okay? So we're going to place this original content in the internal cast, and let's start by making our bitmap square. All right? So we open our paint window. We hold down, we select the filled rectangle, hold down the Shift key, make our square, and let's call it square bitmap. We can click the plus button. That opens a new window. Let's make a bitmap circle. So we click the Fill Circle tool, and we hold down the Shift key, and we draw our circle. Make sure our registration point is okay. Notice the registration point is off here. We want it to be centered, so if we double-click on it, it centers it. Let's go back to our other one, make sure it's centered as well. Of course it isn't, so now it is. All right. Let's name our circle cast member Circle Bitmap. All right. And let's make one last bitmap, not one last one, but one last matchable one. Hit the plus button. And let's, for this one, make a composite picture that contains both a circle and a square. So we're going to have a little background here, just an irregular background. Going to make it a dark blue or purpley color, indigo maybe. And this is just going to serve as kind of an irregular background. And now I'm going to make a square. Hold down the Shift key, and that makes a square. And I'm going to make a circle. Hold down the Shift key. That draws a circle. Okay. And I'm going to call this composite bitmap. All right, so that bitmap contains both a circle and a square. Okay, we can close our paint window. We see here we have our cast members that are going to serve as sort of our matching ones, the ones we're going to drag on top of. All right. Now let's make the cast members that will drag on top of different things, on top of these. All right. So first we're going to make a text called circle. So I click the text tool, and I say circle. Here we go. And let's call it circle text. All right. And close that. Now we can also have fields as our as a draggable object. So let's make a field, and let's call this one square, and then we'll call it square field. close that. So now we have circle and square. And the final thing that we're going to serve, that's going to serve as something that we can drag, is a small circle. So I click on the Paint tool, and I hold down the Shift key, and I make a relatively small circle. And I'm going to call it small circle, and close it. Okay, all these, now we have our matching objects, the things we're going to drag on top of, and then we have the things that we are going to drag, okay? Now, so these are our bitmaps and all of our sort of graphical type things. We need our sounds too, all right? So we need to import the sounds, and I've recorded the sounds already. So we go to File, Import, and we navigate to where our sounds are, and we're already there. And we have various sounds. We have circle here. If I double click on that, that adds it. And the circle just says circle. All right, that's what's going to sound when we mouse down on the circle. We have no circle. What that is me saying, no, that's not a circle. We have no square. Double click on that. That's me saying, no, that's not a square. We have square. That's me saying square, which is what sounded when we mouse down on a square. We have yes, circle. Double click on that. That's me saying yes, that's a circle. We have yes, square. Double click on that. That is me saying yes, that's a square. So these are all the sound cast members that are unique to this particular matching exercise that we're going to use. And I click on import, and this will import everything in the file list. And if you'll notice now, we have all these sounds in our cast. Now I recorded all of these sounds with a fancy sound editing program called Cool Edit Pro. But if your recordings are very brief, which these are, you can just use the sound recorder application that comes with Windows. On most PCs, you can find this program under the Start menu. If you go to Programs, Accessories, Entertainment, and Sound Recorder. On most PCs, that's where you'll find it. And that'll launch the program, and it's very self-explanatory. It just looks like a tape recorder. You press the record button, it records you saying something, and then when you save your file. But of course, if you have any trouble figuring this out, I can help you. But please look at the help files associated with the program if you have any trouble figuring it out. All right, it's pretty self-explanatory. So now we have our unique content, and in the next section we can set up our score. All right, add all these to our score.